Boris Rivello for Sekou Mara. His fourth. He's the top scorer here, and he's given France the lead in the semi-final. Everyone looked for a flag, but Mara had stayed onside, and once he got there, it was a tap-in. It's all made by Aoshisto. Look at this little swivel of the hips to get himself away from the fullback. Goalkeeper has to do better than that. Alguin just pushes it into the path of Mara, but that... Mara did the rest. He's having some tournament, Sekou Mara. So too is that man, Adil Aoshish, you remember, came here after promotion relegation games for Saint-Etienne against Auxerre and ended up on the losing side. At least he's given himself a lift with his displays here. Shown great levels of endurance as well. Santiago Nevada, life tough already you feel here for Mexico after our first goal of the day on semi-final day. And that early chance for Osiel Herrera. Sometimes you have to make the most of moments like that. Whipped across, never under any pressure there. Barbe. He's the player who has to get them going. Efrain Alvarez. He did wonder just for a moment where that was going, but it was well away from goal. Tug on the shoulder there by Aoshish. And Alvarez will have the chance to try and produce a quality delivery. Efrain Alvarez, it is a quality delivery too, and Barbe got a flick on it. Referee didn't see it. We've got a good angle here to see that he definitely touched that with his right hand. It's quite a big touch as well. Goal kick was the decision. Can't see everything. Here's Adil Aoshish. Mara needs to do better there. Here goes Rubalcaba. Great running to take him away from Esteve. But a good turn of pace for Rubalcaba down that right-hand side, and it's interesting to see him start this game, having been a substitute in the previous one. Mexico looking to respond to the Sekou Mara goal. It's just a cynical foul on Mbuku, and it has to be a yellow card. Oh, she's warned Santiago Nevada, he's lucky. Mbuku getting away, and I don't really understand why you give a player a free hit there. Mbuku's clearly run away from him, and it's just a bit of a hack, really. There's Kouassi. Diomed never looks overly happy, but he'll be delighted with the start they've made, in terms of the goal, anyway. goes Mara. Just a reminder that Hugo Ekitike taken off in the opening couple of minutes of the game. Pulled up with what looked like certainly injury to his hamstring. The way he moved off, probably a strain rather than anything more serious, but you never know. There's Akliouche. Forward by Aouchiche. Great running here from Adil Aouchiche. And he hooks the shot across, but it's away from everybody. A bright start to the game, though, Aouchiche. Whatever happens, Mexico have to score the next goal. Munoz flagged for offside. It was one of those he hadn't worked quite hard enough to get back on. Yeah, it's a bit lazy from him there. He could easily have tried to get back over the halfway line. Really good strong play there from Kouassi. Now Simignani. There's Lucien Agume. Prodded through again towards Mara. It falls for Agume. And France are making very easy work of this. The captain with the second. A Mexican mistake. They had a chance to clear and failed. And Agume just swept it home with real class. Well taken goal, and already you feel France have a foot in the final. Agume into Akliouche. Goalkeeper had got himself into a strange position if you watch this again. Akliouche prodding it through, and it was cleared half away. And Holguin, having gone to narrow one angle, couldn't get back across. Still, you have to take the chance, though, and Agume took it very well. Mara and Agume, and France are at it again with 2 goals in the opening 20 minutes here. Just think back to that early opportunity for Osiel Herrera and how different things could be. Most good judges were saying before today, France-Venezuela final, and it is now looking that way. At 2-0, Mexico still have a chance. Agume. Here's Kouassi. Complete silence from those Mexican supporters. Nothing for them to cheer at the moment. For France, well, it's having started with a goalless draw. It's now 13 goals for the tournament. And counting. Sure, it hasn't finished their goal scoring. Sure, already Fernando Batista and Venezuela are wondering what they can do. Here's Simignani. Buku just hassling and harrying and giving away the free kick. He goes through the legs to win it. Pizzuto. Caught in possession there by Agume. Now it's Aoshish. Here's Simignani. Munoz frustrated there by the attentions of Krilan Matsima. 6 substitute appearances for Monaco in Ligue 1 this season. Quite a few of these players have played Ligue 1 at a really good level. The likes of Simignani leading a team from Ligue 2 to Ligue 1. It's a very, very promising French side. The only downside for them before the tournament, they wouldn't have played together at age group level that often, a lot of these players. This isn't a group that have all come through under 16s, under 17s and so on. But certainly knitted together pretty swiftly. That wind just picking up again and driving across the ground here in Saint-de-Provence. Venue not just for these semi-finals, but for Sunday's final as well. And indeed the third, fourth place game. And we will of course have those trophy presentations after the final on Sunday, when we find out who the player of the tournament will be. 1 or 2 in this game putting their hands up already. Quite hard to choose the best French player at the tournament. It feels like the quality has come from everywhere. There's Jesus Rivas. Back now to Hector Olguin of Santos Laguna, one of the real Mexican giants. Here's Sekumara. At the moment the top scorer for the tournament with his 4 goals. They just shoved over there. He lost his balance a bit as well. Osiel Herrera certainly gave him a nudge though. There's Akliouche. Now Kouassi. Another heavy challenge, whereas the player this time on the wrong end of it. It's Munoz who went over, clipped on the right ankle. Horrible conditions to be 2 goals down in these for Mexico. They would have come here looking to grind away past France, to almost make use of the conditions, to stay well organised and keep to their jobs and try and nick a goal, hold on to it, but they had their chance and then they've conceded twice. They're not built really to chase games particularly well, this Mexico side. Picked up here by Mara. He's just pushed in the back as he breaks away, and that will have to be a yellow card. Jorge Rodriguez becomes it's Herrera, in fact, who becomes the first player to be booked. Just ran away from him there, didn't he? And Osiel Herrera, yeah, pretty much as cynical as it gets. There's a Agume. Lovely 1-2, and he looked around. release that early too, and he looked to release that early. This time a Mexican head on it. Bounced away off a French head as well, and behind for a goal kick. Two early goals here from Sekou Mara and then Lucien Agume. The first made quite wonderfully by Adil Aouchiche, the second very well taken after a Mexican mistake. Already Venezuela are in the final of the Tournoi Maurice Revello 2022, their first appearance ever at the tournament. They beat Colombia earlier on in the first semi-final on penalty kicks in the most dramatic circumstances. It's something you don't see very often. Colombia twice having a spot kick to reach the final. First one blazed over the bar, the second a poor connection that was saved. That effort, a fairly baleful one from Efrain Alvarez. And then back to the shootout. Colombia then missed three in a row, and it cost them. Remarkable turn of events as the pressure of the shootout got to the young Colombians, and eventually Venezuela prevailed. There's Akliouche for the early substitute here, and Buku. There's Esteve. Now Simignani. Jesus Rivas. Approaching the half hour, and France in complete control of this game. Here goes Kouassi. Now Mara can make it look so simple. Akliouche now didn't quite have the pace to get away, but he manages to pick out Mara, who should have made it three. Effortless brilliance though from France. They don't quite get the reward. Here's Aouchiche again. Akliouche. Agume. And the turn from Mara. He didn't have to wait long. A second of the game for him, a third for France. And France are on their way to the final. Another two for Mara. Moves onto 5 for the tournament. We'll have a cooling break, but already you wonder, what can Raoul Chabran do here? Bearing in mind he just missed an excellent opportunity. How well does he take that? After that desperate relegation with Bordeaux, she finished the season really strongly. Scored in 5 of the last 7, so he came into this tournament in good form, and goodness me, he's shown that. Well, France in absolute cruise control here. Bearing in mind that the player before the tournament that everyone thought would be their star, Ekitike, has he played his part. He's gone off injured early here, and Well, they've done just fine without him. Mara's on a hat-trick. He looks a really good finisher, doesn't he? This was the little bit of skill from Ayushish. Miss-hit shot, but fumble by Holguin and a tap-in for Mara. That was his opening goal. He had a look there at the assistant. And then Simignani for Agume. It's a poor clearance. It just falls into the path of Agume, who stroked it home. That was 2-0 France. Holguin beaten. And then we saw Mara at his second and France's third. Well, the cooling break came straight after the third goal, so Mexico get us back underway to have any chance here. They need to get a goal before half-time, but even that, well, it would feel like a long old road back. France have absolutely come alive, haven't they, since that draw against Panama? There's the frustration of Munoz, who didn't like the attentions there of Esteve. Diomed very sensibly tells his centre-half to get back to his position. Referee wants a word with them both. Alvarez looking to take it quickly. I think he thought he was fine too, but had to go again. Yeah, after that goalless draw against Panama, France 14 goals for and 2 conceded. Fair to say they've hit their stride at the right time. Can Venezuela do anything to stop them in the final, I wonder? Because we have to still say that's an if, because Mexico could come roaring back into the game. You would still pose a question, that man there, Osiel Herrera, what would have happened if he'd taken that early chance when France just looked a little bit flustered? We will never know. Pizzuto and Rubalcaba. Here's Adil Ayushish. France's last victory in the Tournament Maurice Ravello was back in 2015. They are red-hot favourites now to win it in 2022. Simignani. Here's Akliouche. Lovely turn there from Akliouche, goes both ways, and foul by Pizzuto. It's such a well-balanced set of players. Look at this from Akliouche. First turn, then the second, there was nothing. The Pizzuto was good. Akliouche was just too good for him. Nothing he could do at all. That's whipped in by Ayushish, just off the crossbar. Close to a 4th French goal. See how close. It dipped just over Holguin. Challenge there by Agume. Mexican fans trying to get their team going here, but they've had no answers so far to the excellence of France, particularly in the final third. Forward by Agume. Hat-trick chasing Mara, was chasing after it. Jesus Rivas. Now it's Jorge Rubalcaba. A situation like this, particularly as young players, they have to just play the rest of the game from 0-0 almost and try and win it and see where that takes them. Of course, it's much easier said than done. Esteve. Here's Rivas for Pizzuto. Now Rubalcaba. Here's Jorge Rodriguez, but runs away from him. Something so predictable here about the sheer relentlessness of this French side after what they did to Saudi Arabia and then Argentina. They were a bit more fractured against Panama. They never really looked too much like a team, and that backs up what I was saying, really, that they wouldn't have played together that often. Just finding a way to play with each other and settle into the tournament, and that's what they've done. Just a reminder that only one team since Colombia in 2011. Let's break off here as France look for a fourth. Good hit, Al-Shish. Good save this time by Old Green. Colombia in 2011, the only side in the last 13 Tournament Maurice Ravello to win it after not winning their opening game. And right now France are red-hot favourites to do just that. See how she's trying to get the ball to stay still over that corner flag on the far side. Sensibly just goes short. It's great to see Adil Aouchiche playing with this joy and freedom after such a difficult season at Saint-Etienne. You do hope that he gets the stage on which he can show his immense talent. That really hasn't proved to be a good move for him. We had Boudabou's nominally his backup, but ended up playing more than him, really. Santiago Naveda. Now Jorge Rubalcaba. Here's Munoz. Helped forward by Rivas. Caught in possession there was Kouassi. As soon as the window half opened, it was shut tight. Headed by Rivas and bounced off the backside of Tieno Balde, so it'll be Mexico corner over on the far side as we head towards half-time. Puts it to the near post, and they look for the flick on for Ramon Juarez. Must be very careful here as France try to counter. A Mexico free kick. There was just a little bit of nonsense there on the ground. Buku didn't much like the tensions there of the Mexico player. Yeah, the arm was certainly out initially by Jorge Rodriguez. See, Rodriguez put out his hand, and Buku turned it down. There was an elbow in the back of the head there from Rodriguez. Then there was another bit of contact. You can see why Buku wasn't happy with that at all. It's Rodriguez who I think rightly gets the dressing down from the referee. Efrain Alvarez. Touched by Mara, and he's got great pace, and he's got there as well, Mara. He's unlucky with the attempted little flick and turn. Terrific burst of pace from Sekou Mara, and having got there, he was so close to pulling it off. He'd have been clean through on goal. Estev. Here's Rubalcaba. Osiel Herrera, and then he laid it off, and the effort dipping over the crossbar. Little chop inside from Osiel Herrera. Hit it with the laces. Just 2 minutes to be added. That's effectively the cooling break at the end of this first half. France in command. France currently heading for the final, and it would be Mexico-Colombia. It would be a very tasty third, fourth place playoff on Sunday. Unless Mexico could find something here. There's Akliouche. Similianic chasing. Mara felt he was offside and so didn't challenge for the ball. No. Ashish has gone down. Slowly getting himself back to his feet. That's threaded through for Rubalcaba, but he's offside, and he was. It's pretty much in line with that. He had just gone too early. He does have pace, Rubalcaba. We've seen him run away from one or two of the French players here. This is the Ashish one. Just, left hip of Rivas just stuck out. Oh, that was tight, wasn't it? But he was just off, I think, Rubalcaba. Akliouche. One back by the outstanding Mara. It's Tiano Balde. Akliouche. Well, there's the half-time whistle. And there's a dominant display from France. Sekou Mara opening the scoring 13 minutes in. And it was Agoume adding a second after a Mexican defensive error. Mara's first created by Ashish before Mara scored again. an excellent turn and shot. Ekitike taken off early with a likely hamstring injury, but Mara has more than filled his boots. Half-time here, France on. hope. But while they're still in there fighting, well, if they could pull one back, you just don't know. They made it two, and so on and so forth. You've all heard the story before. It happens rarely. France are in control, but strange things can occur, and France need to get the job done. Mexican fans are still believing anyway. It was slightly awkward in the end for Krylén Maxima. And the shot in the end is fired well over, but a promising start. Substitute Galdamez. Taken short by Hugo Barbe. Now it's Aouchiche. France started that first half a little bit sluggishly, and they're doing the same here. Osiel Herrera lays it back for Galdamez and deflected behind for a Mexico corner. Efrain Alvarez across the take. That's curved in deep and it's headed back across, and Barbe was just struggling there. It's a really bright start to this second half for Mexico. Simignani treading on the ball, and Alvarez able to pick it up, and Mexico pulling one back. Beautifully taken there by Alvarez. France starting sluggishly, and this time Mexico do take their chance. Simignani gave it away, lovely little dummy, and then rolled into the corner. Maybe the tail is going to take a twist. France will look to respond, and Mexico full of hope all of a sudden. If they could just get a second. Forward by Galdamez. Having his heels clipped. The chances are, of course, that France will just have too much quality and that they will score again, but don't know, with momentum, football can be a strange game. Suddenly the Mexico fans have got something to sing about. With just that little bit more belief. I must say, Simignani, who's had an excellent tournament to this point, was very much at fault there. He trod on the ball as he was bringing it out of defence, and it left the gap in behind him, and Alvarez took it with such class. There's Osiel Herrera. Efrain Alvarez of LA Galaxy. Already got 4 senior caps, 12 MLS appearances this season. This is a player of real ability. He took that goal like it, and he's on the ball again here, Alvarez. And Munoz to try and curl that inside the far post, and it's another good chance for Mexico. It's a different game all of a sudden, this. Good opportunity there for Munoz. Worked the space well, but gave the ball far too much to do in the end as he tried to curve it inside that far post. France have given it away again. There's Alvarez. Looked like a foul to me, but nothing given. Munoz, and he goes over as well, and once again the referee unimpressed. is Aushish. He was clipped late and he does get the free kick, and that of course frustrates the Mexicans. That's a foul on Munoz all day long. Gume was late with the challenge, but you've got to play through it. Played by Hugo Barbe of Guingamp. Did make a couple of appearances this season for the team that ended up 6th in Ligue 2. Hasn't had a great deal to do here, but there's nothing he could do about the goal from Alvarez. There's a Gume. Lovely disguise on that from Mbuku. There's Tiano Balde. Now it's Adil Aushish. Just ran away there from Balde, and in the end he gave it away. It's asking far too much of Munoz, who has no pace. He isn't going to be the one running in behind France. That would have to be Oziel Herrera or Ruvalcaba. Galdamez. He feels like he's changed things round since he came on, just giving them a bit more energy in that midfield. Mexico committed plenty of players forward here. Now France on the counter with Adil Aushish and Akliouche involved as well. Akliouche went over. Well, he thought he was fouled. Referee again unimpressed. He's letting plenty go, this Japanese official. Now Munoz. Long diagonal there from Efrain Alvarez. Ruvalcaba's offside. There's that Akliouche moment. Well, there's a coming together, but feels to me as if Akliouche is on the way down before the challenge. Yeah, he was. Here's a Gume. Now Mbuku. Back with a Gume. Breaks now for Jorge Ruvalcaba. Still keeps going, Ruvalcaba, but didn't really have anyone in support. Alvarez was there centrally. Well, France led 3-0 at half-time and looked absolutely comfortable. Credit to Mexico for giving themselves just a little bit of a ray of sunshine here. Efrain Alvarez. Oziel Herrera. Clever run then from Alvarez, but the rolled effort from Oziel Herrera was straight at the goalkeeper. Now Gume. Here goes Adil Aushish now. It would have been a hat-trick, all right. Galdamez. Ruvalcaba already knew that he'd gone way too early there. Forward by Kouassi for Aushish. Balde. Here's Alvarez. Now Juarez. Gume went tumbling there, but Buku threaded it for Akliouche. Here's Aushish. Fell for Mara on the hat-trick, remember, and Buku with the hit. Held at the second attempt by Hector Alguin. It feels like an open game all of a sudden, this. Akliouche. Here's a Gume. Mexico preparing another change. Diego Medina is going to come on here. As Mara tries to feed it inside the fullback for Tiano Balde. Lovely skills there from Tiano Balde. Now it's Akliouche. There's a Gume, but that will run through for Hector Alguin. Here's Alvarez. Well, to stay on side there, but that's second or third time he hasn't quite picked the right final pass. Picked out the corner of the goal beautifully for that finish to make it 3-1. Akliouche got hassled off it there. Needs to be stronger than that. He's complaining to the referee. There's Herrera for Jorge Rubalcaba. Can Mexico make it really interesting? Not quite. Down to walking pace goes Adil Aushish. Mexican player down, and Rubalcaba. It will be Medina for Jorge Rubalcaba. So good timing in terms of the change. He's going to be okay to make his way off, I think. On comes Medina of Santos Laguna. 11 appearances this season in the first team. Rubalcaba plays for Pumas in Mexico, and he does have a goal in him. We saw that against Indonesia, and he's done well in terms of his goal scoring in the league. Let's hope we see him on finals day in whichever game, more likely the third, fourth place game, but who knows? There's Tiano Balde. France seem to have just recovered a measure of control here. They're about to make a double change of their own. Kylian Sildilia and Johan Lippinont are going to come on as Mara goes for the hat-trick, pulls it across, and somehow Simignani doesn't make it 4-1. There's a massive tackle at the far post there. To all intents and purposes, France were in here for goal number 4. Mara pulling it back, and it's a great tackle from Rivas. I think Simignani thought it was just a tap-in, and it barely reached him. Well, Sildilia played really well against Saudi Arabia as a right back. Really good runner down that right-hand side. Le Penant is a central midfield player. On his way, by all accounts, to Lyon from Caen. Final half hour. Munoz. Hooked up in the air by Matsima. Oh, and that's a moment of madness there from Ayushish, and the Mexican players surround him now. It's getting out of control. What's the referee going to do here? That was pretty blatant from Ayushish. He's being calmed down by his teammate there, Matsima. Referee's just allowed things to calm down. It's going to be a yellow card for Adil Ayushish. I think he's thoroughly deserving of it, and probably slightly fortunate the way other referees might have seen it. Here was the flashpoint. Ayushish bringing it under control. Galdamez is entitled to make that challenge, certainly. Then there was a shoving match, and then shoves Galdamez to the floor. If the Mexican player makes a lot more of that, Ayushish is off there. Of course, what saves him effectively is it wasn't a hand to the face. There's France's hero, though, all through this tournament, Sekou Mara. So they look to make this double change.
Come on!
Mara showing for everything as well. Here's Akliouche. And again, keeps going, Akliouche. Good chasing back from Ayushish. Le Penant will replace Akliouche, who's had a quiet game so far. I don't think Le Penant has quite made his mark on this tournament as he would like to. And Bolde is the other player coming off to be replaced by Sildilia, who's a great replacement for him. Le Penant would like to come on and be a calm presence to see them over the line, I'm sure. Most minutes of anyone on the pitch for Caen. They finished 7th in Ligue 2 this season. Ultimately, as I said, almost certainly on his way to Lyon. It's his first contribution. Throw himself into that challenge. Here's Mara. There's a definite spice to this game now. If you thought at half-time, as every right to think that France were just going to cruise to the win, well, anything but. Mexico could so easily have had a second. They'll just rue those 3 first-half moments that more than likely have taken the game away from them. Jorge Rodriguez. Efrain Alvarez. Slipped there by Sildilia. Here's Munoz. Nice reverse now for Efrain Alvarez, the danger man. They wanted a penalty, but I think it was an optimistic shout. No, she's just held back there. Again, that's, I think, a clear yellow card for Naveda, but he got away with that. There's a nice touch from Munoz, wasn't it? There's no foul. There's just a lean across from Kouassi. Here's Mbuku. Down straight back to his feet there. Osiel Herrera, latest to feel he should have had a free kick. The referee's definitely trying to let this flow, to her credit, but it does come with a risk factor, doesn't it, in terms of consistency. Is Victor Guzman, scored that winner in their opening game, stroked in from the edge of the area against Ghana. Very unlikely finish as Aoshish stopped in his tracks and felt he was obstructed there. Here's Naveda. Now Efrain Alvarez. Agume. Towards Mbuku with a bit of time to turn, but wide of that near post. Mexico still looking to get on with it here. They've got to try and get Alvarez on the ball. They're going to bring on Turn Vilke. Big centre forward has not really made an impact. He's looked useful when he's come on, but had too many chances as Sildilia bursts through. It's Mbuku. There's a further pass for Aoshish. Should be 4-1 France, and he's frustrated. They always had the player over here. It's great burst from Sildilia. Mbuku did the right thing, and he had to be able to hit it first time, really, Aoshish, didn't he? Herrera makes way for Turn Vilke. Formerly at Heerenveen. Joint Mexican and Netherlands citizen. Now playing for Spal in Italy, and he's had a good season in that Primavera division. Very high level that. Scored 8 times in Primavera Uno. There's Sildilia. Turn from Sekou Mara. Now Agume. But he'll still be a little bit nervous here, Bernard Diomed. charge of this free kick. Raul Chabran's side still with just that tiny chance here. Would soon be snuffed out if France could get a fourth goal. Mexican head on it to glance it away. Is Mara. He's got Mbuku alongside him. Aoshish is forward as well. Mara, though, with a really good trick to try and create the space. Now then, can Aoshish finish? Oh, he can. Just glorious. That puts France into the final. Thrilling finish from Aoshish, who created the first and has scored the fourth. And there's no way back now for Raul Chabran and Mexico. That is one of the goals of the tournament. Lovely, lovely finish from Aoshish. Mara plays his part with that great feat. And he gave Aoshish the opportunity one-on-one, and look how well he takes that. Build-up was great as well. Used the defender as a screen. Medina curled it home. That will do it. Mara has been replaced. His next appointment will be the big one. It'll be the final on Sunday. Richardson on into that midfield, and Buku plough that relatively lone furrow. He'll get some support here from Sildilia, will he? How big now does that Alvarez chance look when he curved it wide of the post? That would have been 3-2 and game well and truly on. It's these moments, isn't it? The early one for Osiel Herrera. He lifted it over Barbe, but also over the crossbar. Mara is having some ice applied to that right leg. They'll hope that's nothing to trouble him for Sunday. Aoshish is a real box of tricks. He's a lovely player to watch, he really is. Your worry with him at senior level is what his best position is, as we see Mara making his way off, but can Aoshish thrive playing almost as a number 10? No. He doesn't have a great deal of pace. He's got immense skill. He's got goals in him as well. Long towards Vilka. It's a foul born out of frustration. Well, to their credit, Mexico have come here in the second half and given this a real go. Got the one goal back through Alvarez. Well, they weren't far away from getting a second back. Time for them to use their squad, though, here now is Uziel Garcia, Rodrigo Parra. Player has not been used. The defender from Tijuana is about to come on. They still have the third, fourth place game on Sunday against Colombia. That'll be fiery, I'm sure. Mexico have finished third 3 times at the Tournament Maurice Revello, fourth 6 times, so it means a lot to them to get into that top 3. But it is going to be the 12-time winners France against a team in its first Tournament Maurice Revello Venezuela in Sunday's final. There's Le Penant and now Sildilia. Aoshish again. Here's Mbuku. Well, Jesus Rivas is coming off here, so too is Efrain Alvarez, who's done his best almost single-handedly trying to keep them in the game. He did have that chance, though, at 3-1 on his left foot. That's where he would want it. Served it wide of the post. Rivas' big contribution was that wonderful challenge on Simignani to deny France the goal. Tap in for Simignani, and it was a fantastic far post tackle. There's Mbuku. And Richardson trying to get his feet sorted, and he gets the shot away. Scrambling save by Hector Olguin. Now Jorge Rodriguez, Santiago Munoz. Here's the captain, Ramon Juarez. He was flamboyant enough. Well wide of the mark from Galdames, but he has done himself a real favour in this second half. Again, he's a good player, Benjamin Galdames. Plays in Chile for Unión Española. A bit of fire about him too. Was sent off in April against Colo Colo. He's given them a lift since he came on at half-time, and he hasn't had too many bad moments in this tournament, but he will be in the third, fourth place match on Sunday, not the final. It was a day that promised much drama. The first game didn't really give us it for 90 minutes, but boy, did it give us it in the penalties. Venezuela missed their first penalty through Perez, and then Colombia kept that advantage until penalty number 5, which they had to put themselves in the final. It was blazed high and over the bar. And then once again, after Segovia had hit the crossbar, Colombia had the chance to put themselves in the final, and once again they missed. Venezuela eventually took their chance after Colombia missed 3 in a row. Sheesh had his ankle clipped there as he went to win it. Still down here, Adilao Sheesh, but Mexico don't much care for that. Here's Kouassi. Now it's Sildilia. Goumet to prod it forward. Scorer of France's second goal. Now Richardson. He's had a game to forget, hasn't he? Yanis Simignani, who's been so good in the tournament to this point. I think his place will be under threat for the final at this rate. That's Sima. Now Mbuku. There's Agume, the captain. Finished 11th with Brest. Lucien Agume on loan from Inter this season, just gone. Now Mbuku. He was chopped down there, but he's done well to get back to his feet and just keep going, Mbuku. Here's Sheesh, and then back for Mbuku. If anyone deserved a goal, it was Mbuku for his perseverance there. That was a Naughty challenge from Rodriguez. Just hooked Kouassi's legs away there. The referee, Japan, has been lenient here, and I think you need to punish what needs to be punished at times. Kicking the Achilles there and let a few things go. Do sometimes lead to a niggly game. We head then for the final 30 seconds of normal time. Job done for France. Sildilia with that terrific long throw. Question now of how many minutes will be added. Some leagues around the world, Serie A, for example, a game like this, the whistle would go on 90. But won't be the case here. Four added minutes. The job was done a long time ago here by France. Led 3-0 at half-time, and Alvarez gave Mexico hope, and then he had a chance to make it 3-2, and that turned out really to be the last chance. Straight after their goal, when they pulled one back, they nearly got a second as well, but had that almost second wind, and Alvarez wasn't able to take the chance on his left foot, and then France got that wonderful fourth through Aouchiche. Here's Munoz. Tired players out there. They'll have Friday and Saturday to recover before the final on Sunday. Final of this 2022 Tournament Maurice Revello. Hasn't it been a thrill to have this glorious tournament back after a couple of years' absence because of the pandemic? A dream for many to be back in this part of France again. To watch France playing so well and having a big chance against a newbie in the tournament on Sunday to win it for a 13th time. It will be a France-Venezuela final. There's nothing now that Mexico can do. Munoz. Watch him, you think of Newcastle, you think of Newcastle in the context of this game, you think of Ekitike. We certainly hope that he's okay after coming off early. Here's Galdamez. They keep pushing right to the end, but just got away from Diego Medina. Sekumara will end this game on 5 goals for the tournament. Clear, strong favourite to finish as the top scorer. 2 clear of Akliouche, 3 clear of Perez of Venezuela. To all intents and purposes, it's going to be Mara, isn't it? Will it be France? Still got time here to add a 5th goal. Here's Richardson. Since that draw with Panama, no one's been able to get anywhere near them. Aouchiche now, final minute. Goumet's had such a controlled game in that midfield. Here's Vilker. They're so desperate to make an impact on this tournament, but quite a few centre forwards in that position who just haven't been able to all been overshadowed by the excellence of Sekou Mara. His second goal today is one really take note of, the way he took that. The first to tap in, but right place, right time. The second was a serious finish, as was the goal from this man, Aoshish, as it's slammed clear by Barbe. Mexico will have the final touch, but it's France who will go through to the final of the 2020.